Good?
Good. Let's do it.
Yeah? All right.
All right.
Just. All right. Where's it at here? Push that button. Now we can push this button. Rose and Bourbon Podcast is a presentation of Godzilla Media, unless you really hate it, and then they maintain some plausible deniability. Barry Gadboys, Dan Gadboys, two bros with you for another episode, another pour of Rose and Bourbon Podcast. I'm in the Granite State Studios. Dan's over there in the Capital Region.
Cheers.
Cheers, buddy. What are you drinking tonight?
I'm still riding this Adirondack rye.
You going all the way, huh?
I'm going to polish this bottle.
You are in it to win it.
I'm seeing how many episodes I can do per bottle. So I think we're up to like 4 counting our pre-shows with this one. So
that's your play.
Yeah. See how it goes. What do you got over there? A little Evan Williams?
I got the Evan Williams, but I went a little different route. It's hot out right now. It's dead middle of summer. The Northeast is steaming. So I went with a little highball. Very refreshing. Cools you off. Stays in the bourbon family, but you got something to chill out with in the summertime. So
yeah,
that's what I like. Yeah.
All right, so let's roll into speaking of hot weather, we should probably talk about where to go when it gets really hot, and I'm going to give you this one.
All right. Hey, it is summertime and it is hot out, and the best thing you can do is be out. So this summer, if you're looking to buy tickets to your favorite band, sports team, venue, or more, remember to buy your tickets at SeatGeek, SeatGeek. Visit SeatGeek.com to search for the events you want to buy tickets for this summer. If your total ticket buy is over $50, use the promo code GOZ, G-O-Z, GOZ, and you get $20 off your entire purchase. Any ticket purchase over $50 from SeatGeek.com, use the promo code GOZ, G-O-Z, $20. Seriously, $20 off your order. Save some money. Enjoy the summer. Use SeatGeek.com and promo code GOZ. And I tell you, if you are not, because we went through the COVID times, if you're not out there enjoying the world, I was at New Hampshire Motor Speedway this past weekend for the Cup race. It's where I got this hat. And it was an awesome, beautiful day, good race, good time, great crowd at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. I'm going to see Luke Bryan in concert Wednesday night, this coming Wednesday. Never seen Luke Bryan before. I'm lukewarm. Is it going to be a good show?
Yeah. I don't love Luke Bryan. He's good, not great. Did a great job live. When I saw him, he was really good. So all right, you'll enjoy it.
I'm excited. It's summertime. Get out there. SeatGeek, promo code GOZ. Have fun. Do something fun. Treat yourself.
So, did you see Biden at the racetrack on Sunday?
No, I did not.
No, because if he had been there, you should be concerned.
Yeah, we want to wish a get well to President Joe Biden, who announced today that he has tested positive for COVID. And I'm concerned. I'm deeply, deeply concerned. Not because the president tested positive for COVID, but simply because you are never actually sure if what the president says is real or not. Yesterday, he in fact announced to the nation that he had cancer. Alarming me is the fact that it didn't alarm anybody, because we all know that the guy is bananas and what he says is meaningless. So we all just sort of sat around and waited for the White House to correct the fact that the president doesn't actually have cancer, although we think he actually now does have COVID. But much more concerning than COVID to me is the fact that the president can actually say something as crazy as, I have cancer, and nobody cares.
See, here's where I disagree with you. I was not concerned about the cancer statement because we all know he's a kook, and I don't worry about what he says. What I do worry about, though, is that man having COVID, because if we learned anything from the last 3 years, it's that elderly people with low immunity really have a hard time with COVID. And as much as, I love Joe Biden, what terrifies me is VP Harris. And that's my big concern. If Biden has cancer, he probably finishes out the term. If Biden dies from COVID in the next 2 weeks, we're saying President Harris.
I don't think Biden's going to die from COVID, but I'm guessing that Harris right now is intellectually shaking the Yahtzee cup right now, banging those blocks around. Come on. because she's out. I mean, they have all but written her out of the script.
Oh
So
yeah,
her only hope is to somehow slide into the office before the end of this term because
and
she's gone.
let's be honest though. If she takes office right now, how much worse can the country get economically from a lot of fronts actually. So if she slides into office in the next 2 to 4 weeks, the economy has any sort of rebound, she is the Democratic hero, and she goes into 2024 in a much better place, where she could then be president, by the way, for an additional term because Biden hasn't made it 2 full years yet.
As
So
as much as we don't actually understand or give credence to what Biden is saying, Kamala Harris talks about as clearly as the drunk news anchor that we featured last week. There is no way that she becomes the hero of anything. She is literally just a kite tail along for the ride for this administration, and even they've realized that being a kite tail is a liability. Like they have completely moved on from her. They put Pete Buttigieg out front. He's their sort of middle America, normal, somewhat grounded person that they put in
he's
front.
taken such a hard turn though in 2 years. I was not, I wouldn't say I was like a big Buttigieg fan like pre 2020, but I was interested. I think he checks a lot of boxes. But wow, this highway tax, mileage tax. Like my family owned an electric car in 2014, and we paid 14 grand for it. Like this guy has
Well,
taken such a hard turn. I don't know if I can get behind him.
as I said on Twitter,
Like his husband,
owning an EV makes sense for people who take fake bike rides to work in the back of government funded SUVs. That's the best time to own an EV when you don't actually need to go anywhere. And oh,
right?
by the way, listen, the thing about the EV that's going to blow up in the face of this administration because their powers of predictive analysis are zero. A year ago today, by the way, Joe Biden told you can't get COVID if you're vaccinated. He's celebrating that anniversary by having COVID. They told you inflation wasn't happening. They told you it was transitory. They told you it was a good thing. It's actually a disaster. What they don't see coming is what the rest of us should see coming, and that's our electric bills, which are going to go through the freaking roof starting this month. The EV is not going to look so great when you have to pay an exorbitant electric bill to plug it in. People aren't going to be able to run their air conditioners, let alone plug in their EV every day.
The other thing we don't talk about, or they don't talk about, where do most of our power grids get their power? Right? Everybody thinks you
Magic,
just plug it into your house and woo, Thomas Edison's in your backyard with a fucking light bulb. Uh,
magic.
it's all coal, man. A large portion of this country is still powered by coal.
Yeah.
So your green energy EV is just a coal mine away. That's it.
Well, a whole other topic, but make no mistake that Joe Biden and Pete Buttigieg and the interests that own those guys want you to not be able to drive your car and not be able to run your air conditioning and have to beg to heat your home in the winter. This is what's happening right now, and they've said it in so many words is not an accident. What's happening right now is part of the environmentalist wacko agenda to make it more difficult for you to do the things that your family relies on, but the elites in Washington, D.C. don't like. So that's a whole other show. But what's happening to you right now is not an accident. It is a feature. Is it a feature that's been brought? I do wish Joe Biden. Well, I'll say this: I wish Biden health. I don't wish ill health on anybody, but the people around him who are continuing this charade, continuing to wheel him out when he is, again, he is clearly in poor shape. No, there's no question. You have to be so deluded to think he's not in poor shape at this point. The president said yesterday that he has cancer, and everybody immediately knew it wasn't true because half of the stuff that he says is bonkers.
Isn't it wild that we spent, or people spent 4 years dumping on Trump for what he said and the gaffes he made, and everybody just looks the other way on Biden?
Yeah, it's really incredible.
Amazing. But I will say that if President Biden kicks COVID, we have to rule the pandemic over, right? Like if this dude, if this walking mummy kicks COVID, we have to admit that like maybe it's not that bad. Everybody's going to be okay.
But
If
tell you,
that guy can beat it, I'm pretty sure I'll be okay.
it's over for me. I guarantee you that.
Look, go on Twitter, my man. It is not for a lot of people. Boston's got a. They're talking about a mask mandating. They're talking about masking indoors.
So they're recommending it. I don't think that even Michelle Wu is crazy enough to try to mandate masks indoors again. I've been wrong before. No way. Not going to happen in Boston. Not going to happen. New York City might be the only place in LA County. LA County will do it. Barbara Ferrer, who is the chief of public health for Los Angeles County, is actually insane. They might do it. They don't, California doesn't care. California is completely willing to torch itself, and there's not enough people who care. But I don't think it happens in Boston. I'd be surprised.
The fact that it's a conversation is concerning, and if this dude kicks it, then it's over. Convo's over. It's done. Uh, moving to 90 proof here. So we're bellied up to the bar, had our first shot. We're loosening up, shitting on Biden. It feels good. Let's move over to the Jenners because, why not?
Why not? They're people who I think have as much intellectual accountability as the president. So
I'd argue maybe a little more. Which So you want to lead with the story? So Kylie posted on Instagram right here the two private jets.
yeah, so basically she posted a thing with what's his name, Travis Scott. I think this is the right gender. I don't know that they, which jet should we take, his jet or her jet? And now people are upset because they found out that she'll fly from Camarillo to like Van Nuys, which is like with no traffic, is a 35-minute, 30-minute drive. In LA, there's always traffic. She avoids that by taking like a 10-minute hop in the private jet, which apparently suddenly is irritating to people. So first of all, what people should understand is that they need to look inward on this. The only reason that these people have a private jet is because you all gave them one. She
Are
did
those
not invent the polio vaccine or movable typeset or anything like that. She has done nothing but be a vapid idiot on television, and it's earned her a private jet. So
are those electric jets? Do you know?
they are not.
Are those EVs?
They are not.
Oh wow, wow, that's
But
interesting.
this suddenly this notion that the people and look, it's all saying Matt Damon and Steven Spielberg and George Clooney and all the great heroes of the environment have no problem zipping around in private jets and cruising around on yachts and taking helicopters from one yacht to the other yacht. They live a totally different lifestyle. Good for them, I say. Just stop dicking around with the rest of us. Leave us. If
Did,
she wants to take a private jet for a 10-minute flight, who cares?
did you see Jill Biden this weekend took a private jet from Providence to New Haven?
That's Dr. Jill Biden to you.
Oh, right, yeah, doctor.
Yeah.
But anyway, so back to this private jet thing. So here's my take, man. Why does everybody want to see everybody else suffer? Why is nobody like, hey, good for you, Kylie. Good for you, Travis Scott. You own a private jet. Congratulations. I'm happy for you. Why is everybody like, I don't have shit, therefore you can't have shit, and I'm to spend your money? Right? That's the
I,
problem. Nobody
that's
can celebrate anybody else's victories anymore. Everybody's got to bring everybody else down and live in their fucking shitty world that nobody else cares about. It's just they all get wrapped up, but everybody else has what they don't have. And it's a miserable life. And I just feel like the longer and the deeper we get in this hole, the worse society gets. And it's wrapped up in crap like this. I don't give a flying fuck about Kylie Jenner. I could care less. I couldn't pick her out of a fucking lineup.
I could tell
But
your use of swearing has escalated a lot during this, so you care a
but,
little bit
but
because
not about her. It's not about her. It has nothing to do with her. I could care less about her. What I care about is us as society just shitting on everybody. Just the full blown out. I can't have that, so you don't deserve it. And it's ridiculous. The Jenners Group business, I think they're all dumb. I think it's stupid. I think it's all set up. Whatever. Fine. Congratulations. They did a good job at it. They made a bunch of money. They're successful. Doesn't mean they should have a private jet. Guess what? If I had a private jet, I'd fly anywhere I wanted to go. I wouldn't be talking about people not doing it, which I think is the issue with hypocrisy with the Bidens and with John Kerry and the other people. But Kylie Jenner having one, good for her. Congratulations. Have one.
man, believe me,
We,
if I ever get that private, I'm like gonna take my private jet just down the driveway to get the mail.
yeah, yeah,
Right,
100%.
I'm taking
You've
that
earned it.
thing
You got it.
anywhere I want. Which is the same. Look, it's the same argument people say. There's a big movement on Twitter, which may or may not be rooted in reality. These people who are like they want, so in Washington D.C. it's a real thing. There's a movement to tax pickup trucks at a greater rate than you tax cars because they're big, and some people find them scary and whatever. As I said this way, gas hits $5 a gallon, $6 a gallon, $7. I drive an F-150. I'm going to drive my truck every day, and I'm going to love it. And anytime I think that somebody looks at it and they have disdain for it, I thrive on that. I only wish that that thing had wings and a jet engine so I could fly it wherever the hell I wanted. Because I guarantee you, if I get a private jet, that's what I'm going to do. And every hypocrite, to your point, every single hypocrite who is shitting on Jenner for flying around in a private jet only wish they would do horrible things to
Yeah,
have a private jet and fly around in it.
100%. And that's the dividing line for me, right? Like Jenner is not hurting anybody, right? Well, I don't think she is. And if
Maybe their IQs, but
well, yeah, but like she's earned it, man. Good for her. Why can't we be happy for people? Why can't we just say, you know what? She was what the youngest female billionaire. I think she was right.
she's a billionaire,
Uh,
really?
I
Yeah,
thought that she was up there. Whatever.
okay. Yeah.
Kim put in a lot of work to make that money. So
Who am I? I'm
uh,
not, look, I'm not parsing because whatever.
no. It fires me up, man. I just hate where we're going as a society that we just can't celebrate other people and be happy for them. And hey, look, I don't give two fucks about the Jenner, but if they wanna have private jets, they want to live in mansions, they want to drive Bentleys, whatever. God bless them. Hope they can.
All right, pour it up. This is gonna fire you fired up now. You're gonna get fired up in a minute here. Pour up 100 proof. Give me 100 proof. Make it burn. Make it burn.
All right. So LeBron, I'm not sure if you saw this
Of course, I'm
LeBron
well,
barbershop segment where he said that he hates Boston and Boston is racist, right? Which is what we do now if we disagree with each other, is we say, "Oh, I disagree with you. You're racist." Look, are there shitty people in every city across the country that probably say terrible things to athletes? 100%. But LeBron is a polarizing figure. He's going to get shit on. He has to own that. He has to take that. Am I supposed to believe that Boston is the only place anybody's ever used a racial term with LeBron James? It's never happened in Atlanta. It's never happened in Texas. It's never happened in any other part of the country. It's only Boston. Bullshit. Complete bullshit. Just like Adam Jones, fucking, what's that, 8 years ago when he came out in Fenway Park and said some guy called him the N word from the stands. If that happened in a real world and somebody dropped the N word, somebody a row behind him would have heard him. Somebody would have told security. Somebody would have knocked the dude out. This guy wouldn't scream the N word at a player and have zero accountability. It didn't happen. It's BS. That's why they could never track the guy down. Same thing with LeBron right now. Somebody's dropping N-bombs at LeBron's wife and nothing's happening. Bull. Complete bullshit. Boston's gotten this bad rap for years being a racist city. Guess what NBA team had the first African-American basketball player? The Boston Celtics. Bill Russell, one of the biggest NBA players in the world, African-American, spent his entire career in Boston. This LeBron being a victim, bullshit. It just continues and continues and continues. And you know what, man? Like he owns a team in the city. He's gonna shit on him like this. This is another sign why the Henrys suck, because nobody's gonna hold him accountable, right?
we're gonna start a Bros and Bourbon swear jar for you, and
I care.
we're gonna donate some money to a charity
Here. Yeah.
every episode that
Uh,
you
I'll
get
buy. I'll,
this
I'll buy the
fired up.
Jenners an eighth of a tank of jet fuel.
An
Eighth of a
eighth.
gallon.
Try
Eighth
like
of a
a try
gallon.
like a an
Eighth of a
eight
gallon.
hundredth.
Yeah. I'm
Uh,
on a roll. It's still early.
yeah. Look, LeBron is LeBron, right? And so Boston gets a bad rap on the racism front, I think. Um, that said, been around the country. I don't know. The Northeast it's rough. It's rough, but it's rough in a different way. People are assholes. Um, Going to Fenway Park's miserable for so many reasons. It just doesn't seem to me. With like you, I'm not buying it. I'm just not buying it. Not in this day and age do I think that anybody could get away with, because I'm as anti woke individual as it comes. But if somebody sitting next to me was calling LeBron's wife a racial epithet, I would interject, right? I
Right.
mean, any decent
Right.
person would interject.
At a minimum, you would grab a security guard and say, "That guy right there
Yeah,
is saying inappropriate things."
I'm at least gonna text the
Right.
5-digit customer service
Right.
number and say, hey, could I get an usher over here?
Right.
Right.
I,
I
like you,
mean,
would probably tell the guy to cut the shit. But even if
yeah,
you're not
shut up.
comfortable with that,
Shut up. Don't be an asshole.
there's a reason. So I don't think this stuff happens. Do I think there's racist people in Boston? 100%. Do I think Boston is a little bit? Look, it's a tougher city. There's a lot less of a filter. I think people get riled up, especially about sports. They were talking about those T-shirts that said like "fuck LeBron." If that's the thing that gets you as a pro athlete, like grow up. Like that's just childish. Plus, you got heat, man. As wrestlers say, you got heat. Take that.
LeBron. Here's the thing about LeBron, though. LeBron can't take heat. LeBron is soft. He's a great basketball player, prolific, Hall of Famer, certainly top 10, maybe top 5 all time. But he's in my opinion, he's mentally soft. He's soft, and the fact that so many things upset him so much, and he got involved on social media. It was a police shooting in Akron, Ohio, where a police officer shot a girl who had a knife poised to stab another girl, and LeBron got involved, as Barack Obama would say, stupidly online, and but that's just it's his brand. I think LeBron is just out of his element. He cannot be challenged. Doesn't like to be challenged, and like you. I don't buy the racism thing. I think Boston is packed with meatheads. I think
Yep.
most of them congregate at Fenway Park whenever they're given the opportunity. Uh, Most miserable experience in baseball, but I don't buy the racism thing.
You hate history so much, don't you?
History is not sitting behind a pole in a wooden seat that faces away from the action is not history. It's stupid. Stupid.
Ah, fantastic. Well, let's talk about Johnstone Supply for a minute. Summer's here, and you can feel the heat here in upstate New York. And my God, can you this week? I am sweating profusely at this moment. If you want to stay cool all summer long indoors, call Johnstone Supply in Troy. Ask the team at Johnstone Supply about their high efficiency central AC systems and ductless mini splits. Goodman, Fujitsu, and Westinghouses are all in stock at great prices. Need someone to help you install a new system? Johnstone Supply and Troy can help with that too. Give Tom, Kev, James, or Bert a call and have them help put you in a cooler place this summer. To stay cool all summer long, call Johnstone Supply in Troy, 518-272-5922, or visit them at 2600 6th Avenue in Troy. Get a new AC system today by calling 518-272-5922 or connecting online at johnstonesupply.com. For the record, I think I need to call Johnstone Supply because I am heated.
Good luck. I think you're gonna get a day like today. You're getting a busy signal. They're not. They are slamming over there at Johnstone Supply, as they should be, because when the heat is this bad, they're going to hook you up, and you need them
100%, man.
now.
And
If you waited till today to call them, you're a fool. You needed to call them back in the
guilty.
spring. Get it
Yeah,
hooked up.
guilty.
Get it hooked up. You don't need this shit. Nobody needs it. It's hot, man. It's hot. And when people say to me, by the way, oh, Florida's so hot in the summer. Guess what? It's like hotter here right now than it is in Florida. It's hot. You
Well,
need these
that's
guys.
that's because you're driving around in an F-150.
No, F-150 cool, man. I crank up that AC.
Have you killing that ozone?
It's beautiful. You're not killing the ozone. Ozone's fine.
Overrated, underrated. So we're gonna do our overrated, underrated segment today, talking about All-Star games, and I think I got a feeling we're probably going to agree a little bit here. So I'll let you go first here with your overrated. What is an overrated All-Star event?
In my opinion, the most overrated All Star event is the NBA All Star Game. It is borderline unwatchable. Few things I'm less interested in. Now. For the purposes of this, I think we should separate All Star events from the All Star Game because I am interested in the 3-point shooting. I'm a
So
little bit.
would you look at it as like a whole like All-Star weekend?
I don't. We could.
Would you
We
look at
could.
so would you say the NBA is the most overrated All-Star weekend?
Yes.
The
It's
game all
it's
in,
still the most overrated. I could say the
right?
3-point shooting is intriguing. The dunk competition is sometimes worth about as much entertainment as a TikTok video. The game is unbearable. It's grossly overrated, and there's in my opinion, no saving it because there's just no point in playing defense.
Right.
Like it is borderline.
161 to 141. Nobody goes back. Yeah,
Yeah, it's like you're playing NBA Jam
right.
on the NES, which
Heating
is
up,
it's fine. I mean, it's
heating up.
fine, but there's no entertainment in that for me. At Bros and Bourbon Pod, Bros letter N Bourbon Pod. By the way, if you have some feelings on anything that we talked about with our three pours or overrated and underrated professional sports all star events, get in on the action at Bros and Bourbon Pod.com. No, not .com. At Bros and Bourbon Pod. You just do it at Twitter.com, and you
Right.
can tell us how stupid we are. That's what people do. So.
Yeah, I'm actually. This is going to be hard to be overrated, but the Pro Bowl in the NFL is overrated. And I realize everyone calls it the worst of the four. No one likes it, and yet I will still call it overrated. The fact that the biggest sport in our country has the worst all-star event is mind-blowing. And it's the Pro Bowl sucks, man. Talk about no defense. Talk
Mm.
about no hitting. It sucks. And there's NFL has such athletes. You could make that weekend crazy, right? You could do some wild skills competitions and have a great time with it. And they don't. And it sucks because guys in the Super Bowl never play in it. You know, your Brady's, your Mannings, your guys been around a long time, your guys who are legends tend to not play in it. And it hurts the game. They have to find a way to make it better. It is the worst of the four, widely regarded, and I still think it's overrated.
So yeah, it is overrated. I think not that I am going into excuse making mode. When it comes to NFL football, of all the sports, which is a game where you like shorten your life expectancy by playing it, the idea that you would play 100% in some sort of an exhibition is just like preseason. I mean, it's sort of silly. I also think part of the attraction of some of these games in years gone by was before free agency and before the type of scheduling and seasons that we had now, it created opportunities to see people on the field that you would never see together
Right,
on the field, and that
right.
doesn't exist anymore either.
Same thing with
um,
baseball. The interleague baseball really changed that.
and it should interleague, what's yet another topic, but interleague
Yeah,
baseball should be a defined portion of the season, and that's it. It was
right.
special. They made it not special. That was stupid. Here's the thing I'll say with the NFL. One, moving to Orlando is smart. Although it's really cool to play the game in Hawaii, that stadium is literally falling down. And for
Yeah.
most people, Hawaii is not an easy destination to get to. Going to Orlando was a great call. People can go to Orlando, it's a destination. You can do the Disney stuff, SeaWorld, all the tourist stuff, and you got the Pro Bowl kind of wrapped around all those people who have that opportunity. And the skill stuff is for punt, pass, and kick, and actually all that stuff is fun. That stuff is fun. They should just disband the game and send the stars out with microphones on to do cool stuff in front of people. It'd be
Here's
better.
what they should do, right? Make it a 3-day event. First 2 days, all skills competition, the best of the best. Third day, the 32nd worst record, 31st worst record, play for the first overall pick. That's your Cleveland Browns play your Houston Texans, winner pick number one.
Yeah, all right. I'm interesting. Interesting. You got to build a gimmick in though to make it any good.
Right,
And
that's
that's
you gotta have a
really
hook. You gotta have a
yeah.
hook.
Uh,
So where are
all
you
right.
going underrated?
So I think underrated is the NASCAR All Star Race, and I'll say for a couple reasons. I think NASCAR has had a lean few years, about a lean decade. I think NASCAR's on the rise. I think NASCAR is starting to get some stuff. They just announced last week they're going to do a street course race in Chicago next year. While a lot of Twitter trolls are upset about that, it's going to be freaking awesome. They took the Clash and moved it from a very predictable format at Daytona, and they built a racetrack in the LA Coliseum last year. They're going to do it again this year. Super cool. Big market, different eyes on the sport. Ice Cube played a concert at a NASCAR race, like really cool stuff. And I think the NASCAR All Star Race, although it's in a little bit of a doldrum right now because they've stuck it at Texas Motor Speedway, which is a shitty venue, but they don't want to take the dates away. Once they get the idea of moving this All Star Race around, I think it will become special. I think SRX has paved the way for having the NASCAR All Star Race at virtually any venue, any racetrack in the country. You could have it at Stafford in Connecticut. You could have it on dirt at Knoxville. You could build a track at the LA Coliseum or some other stadium. So I think, while it's gone through its downslope, I think NASCAR in general is on the rise. I think the NASCAR All Star Race creates an opportunity to put those race cars and those drivers in a place that doesn't always go. It used to be really cool, like in the '90s when everybody ran one paint scheme all year. You'd see it like a All Star, different paint schemes, different things could happen at the All Star race. All that stuff's gone. People run, 36 different paint schemes in some cases during the course of the year. But the chance to sort of go to different venues, go to different places, move it around, I think the NASCAR All Star race is on the rise.
Yeah, I actually agree with you. I think NASCAR does a really good job. But I'm going to go a different direction. I'm going to say baseball, man. I love the home run derby. I love the All Star game. It's a Monday and a Tuesday in the summer. It's scheduled perfectly. There's nothing else going on, and it's cool to watch. I think they've done a little bit. They've overcomplicated the home run derby a touch, but I think it's underrated. It's classic. It's Americana. I love that's all there is, right? Like you're not competing with NBA with the Pro Bowl. You're not competing with NASCAR. It's a Monday night. It's a Tuesday night. I loved it growing up. I stand by it now. I think all sports could do a better job. I think the NHL does a pretty good job because they do a really good job of skills competition. Uh, well, NHL is up there, NASCAR is up there, MLB. I agree with you. Basketball is in the bottom half. We talked about football, but I love the way baseball timing works, and I think it makes a lot of sense that they do it right. I think they can do it better. I think they can do the Fourth of July better. They can tie it all in, but I
Well,
think it's underrated.
we'll get to NHL in a second, but I agree with you. I think the baseball All Star game, although it's gone through some iterations of difficulty over the last 10 to 20 years, I think it's underrated. I am a home run derby lover. Really was pulling for Albert Pujols the other night. That would have been a great story if he could have won that derby. And he looked like he was at least on pace to make the finals for a bit. The home run derby is great. It's dead middle of summer, great time of year, and the fact that now I think they've figured out the format where if they're tied after 9, they go to a home run derby for sudden death.
Right, right.
Give me that. Figure out a way to make that game be tied every year.
Oh, yeah,
'Cause
100%.
that's where it's at. I mean, it
Yeah,
takes a gimmick, just like we said with the NFL, it takes a gimmick.
yep,
That's a gimmick. Play the game, but then end it with a sudden death home run derby. All in. Must see TV.
yeah. I
So
agree
so
100%.
so that leaves the NHL. You saying NHL overrated or underrated?
Um, the problem with the NHL is the All Star Weekend is great. They just have not done a great job with exposure, right? Like they just recently got that ESPN deal, I think a season or two ago. But hockey struggled a lot over the last 15, 20 years. I think it's coming back. I think it's more relevant. I think the better teams like the Rangers, the Bruins, the better we see those bigger markets do, it's going to help. But I think hockey in general just needs a better media presence and a better exposure. I think their All Star Weekend is underrated, but I think there's a lot. I think they have the opportunity to. They have a sport and a format that could make All Star Weekend a lot of fun. And I just think they need to do a better job of getting it out in front of the public.
Well, so to your point, the last number that I saw was 18% year over year growth in ratings from the old NBC deal to the new ABC, ESPN, TNT deal. I was a little bit skeptical of it until I learned that with my ESPN Plus subscription, one of my 752 million subscriptions that I pay for every month, I could watch virtually any NHL game any day. So as a Golden Knights fan in the Northeast, I can watch the Knights anytime. I don't need center ice. I
Right.
can watch any game virtually on ESPN Plus, and I think that's killer. The ratings are up. I think there's no. We could talk about playoffs someday. The NHL, like high speed, full speed, intensity hockey, there's nothing better than it. The All Star Game's not that, but I think the skills competitions are what makes it
Yep.
really cool. I think there's something about the packaging and maybe the TNT, ESPN, whatever deal they could fix it, sex it up a little bit. But generally I'd say it's underrated. I think it's pretty entertaining.
Yeah, I agree. And actually, they're talking now with Sunday Ticket going obsolete with DirecTV, with NFL streaming in about 12 to 18 months. There's talk that you'd be able to buy your favorite team as a package, right? So if you're a Cowboys fan, you could just buy the Dallas Cowboys and get all 16 Cowboys games, which I think is an interesting out of market philosophy. I don't know, really changed the way we watch football. I think.
Well, and it's gonna. I mean, where is this gonna leave the networks in the long run? Right? I don't know.
It's a big deal, man. Where's that leave DirecTV, right? Like, I don't know anybody who has DirecTV that doesn't have it for NFL Sunday Ticket, right? It's got to crush DirecTV. AT&T, DirecTV have got to be crushed if that leaves.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I haven't had it for a while because of Red Zone. So I never, I didn't feel like I needed it because I live in the market of my team. And then I got Red Zone, and Red Zone is like well, I do actually. I pay extra for Red Zone when
Right.
football season comes along because I'm a YouTube TV customer. So the only thing is, yet again, it's another topic for another day. But holy shit, are we going to go broke on all these? We used to complain about cable. Our cable bill is going to look tiny by the
Oh,
time
yeah.
we get done buying all this stuff. So I mean, I give it up as much as people hate Comcast and Time Warner, the cable companies. They were exactly right because they said 10 or 15 years ago, hey, you can have a la carte, but it's going to cost you a hell of a lot of money. Well,
Yep.
we're going to get it. We're going to get a la carte. It's going to be expensive though.
Yeah, it is. That's it. Everybody's going to make their money, right? That's how it works. That's how the wheels on the bus go round and round.
Yeah. Yeah. Nobody, I mean, no, just like us. I mean, we're doing this podcast for free.
You're getting paid.
No, no,
Oh,
I don't get paid. No,
oh, no.
yeah.
Close.
Uh, all right. The final thought. You got any final thoughts here?
No, this is a quick show, but it's a little faster when it's just the two of us. Yeah, missing Jacoby and Cam tonight, but well wishes to our boy Jeff Levac, president of the Albany Empire. Uh, Hoping he's doing all right. I'm actually not sure if that's supposed to go out or not. That may be top secret info. So, Gaz, when you edit this, you may need to cut it
He's,
down.
has he got a? Has he got a? Maybe he's just got a hangover. Could be a
Yeah,
hangover.
yeah. Guy Levac does get some hangovers, man. We get after it. So, um, but
What's the
well
latest
wishes to
on?
him.
What's the latest on the Empire? Where are we at in the arena
Dude,
football season?
Empire are killing it right now. The number one team in the NAL. So they are seeded number one going into the postseason, and they are on their way for the back-to-back NAL championship. And I feel really, really good about their look. Man, that's be a lot of fun. We got to get you out here for a postseason game.
Yeah, man. We
Get
gotta
us the
make that.
kids out to the Albany Empire.
When is that? When's the postseason happen?
I think the 30th and the 13th are the postseason games, I
Of
believe.
August and September.
Of July and September. So we're up there. This is the last regular season game this week. Then
Oh
there's a
man.
playoff game. Then I think it's the championship. I think it's the 13th. But I'll tell you what, dude. If you haven't made it out to an Empire game, they got the block party outside. They got music. They got food trucks. It's awesome. Get inside there. They kill it. They do such a great job. Entertainment values through the roof. There's not a better ticket in town. There are pro teams that could learn from what these guys are doing over there to have a fan experience. So we'll
Yeah,
get
it's
you out to
sweet.
check it out.
I'm dying to get over there. I hope I can make it over before this season is done. Because I think, again, I mean, you talk about value for your dollar. Like I don't think you could beat it in terms of the product on field, and to your point, the amenities that you get as a fan when you go to a game. They're killing it, and they're killing it on the field. So I mean, how do you lose? You can't lose. Get
Yeah,
out there.
and they're doing this Iron Man football this year, which is just awesome. And you're seeing guys, play both ways. Just the way you grew up playing football, which is it's just a cool product to watch. So if you haven't made it over, get over and check it out.
All right, I'm gonna get out to get out there. We're gonna go to a game. We'll go throw some cold ones back at the Empire game. I would look forward to that, man. That'd be fun.
Yeah, you got any final
Um,
thoughts for us?
my only final thought is this that I realize how short the period between like, yay, summer's here and holy shit, summer's going too fast. You get like 2 weeks of like June to 4th of July, like, yay, it's summer, to like, oh my God, every weekend's booked up. Summer's going fast. Back to
Yeah.
school shit is out. Some stupid store has Halloween candy out. This is the best time of year. To me, it has no rival. The kids are out of school. Everybody's happy. Sun is shining. Just enjoy it. Enjoy it. Get out and enjoy it. Go to SeatGeek. Get your tickets. Go to a game. Go to a concert. Hit up the Empire. Have fun. Don't let it get away from you. It's going too quick.
Hell yeah, it is, man.
Speaking of going quick, you could make a deal real quick at Mohawk Honda. The team can find what you're looking for by searching their lot or the entire eastern seaboard. But the real opportunity for you right now is either trading in or selling your vehicle, because Mohawk Honda buys cars. And in some cases, you could probably sell it for more than you paid for it. The supply chain is still facing challenges. That's putting it mildly. It creates a selling opportunity for you, though. And as always, the team at Mohawk Honda will make the buying and selling experience easy. You know them as Cars with Kern, Trust Trav, Landry, Lewis, the VIP man Morales, CMAC, Let's Do a Deal McKenna, Drive with Deanna Coles, or you can just talk to the leader in charge, General Manager Greg Johnson at Mohawk Honda, Freeman's Bridge Road in Scotia. They want to buy your car, and they always go out of their way to please you. Hit them up, Mohawk Honda in Scotia. That's what we do
Cheap.
too. We go out of our way to please you. Bros and Bourbon, we're gonna
No,
come. We'll be
leave that
back
alone.
next week. Maybe we'll have a few more people kicking around. You never know who's gonna show up at the bar to hang out with us and hang out with you, have some conversation. I know we got to get at some point. We'll do an overrated, underrated on playoffs, because I want to get Cameron Robbins in on that. I already know what he thinks, but I want to get him involved in the and in the meantime, just get out there. Remember to apply your sunscreen. Don't get any tan lines or burn your ass, and enjoy the summer.
Cheers.
Cheers, brother.